What's good, y'all? It's Meika Darling back again with Be Unapologetic, Be You. I hope y'all doing good out there. Um, I'm coming back to the pod with an interesting topic and a different take on this perspective of basically the idea of a man, this high value man, what it means to be a man, what makes you less of a man. We need to talk about it because there's people out there throwing different opinions around that you're entitled to, but may not relatively be true. And people voice things, and society has led us to believe that this, and this means that you're a man. It's the world against men. And I'm with y'all on that because coming from a woman, I can understand how y'all feel. It definitely is hot for y'all boys right now. Like, it is. I stand behind men. I stand behind my black men. And what I'm going to speak on is always going to be from a perspective of my culture, my people, my experiences. When I provide my perspective, my opinion, it comes from a place of me researching, talking to people, going through it myself, listening to people, everything. And so, I just feel like because I have that kind of because I have that, what can I say, different perspective, I'm willing to share it. And I may get a flack for it, I may not. I don't know, but this is my opinion. Y'all share y'all shit, so I feel like I can share my opinion. But anyways, basically, my thing and my question is, why do we continue to tell men that this is what it means to be a man? To make all the money that makes you a man. To work with your hands that makes you a man. To protect and provide for your family that makes you a man. You show up with a happy meal, you feed all the kids, and if you don't, that makes you less of a man, even if they're not your children. Being a man is what? We really gonna sit around here and say, because this man doesn't make enough money, or make the money that you, and this is yes towards the women, that you desire, that he's not a man? And this is just based on what I've been seeing, what I've been hearing. I watch a lot of podcasts and just different things, so don't come at me making it seem like I'm just pulling shit out my ass. Anything I'm saying has been read, heard, seen before. So yeah, so that makes him less of a man because men are more open nowadays to wanting to be, shown their different love languages. We're not expressing that as if it's a love language, but the fact that men want nice things done for them, and they're expressing that now. They want nice things done for them. They want somebody to take them out and not have to pay. What else? They want to be rubbed on and have their back rubbed, their ear rubbed, you know what I'm saying? Different things like that. But I've literally seen women say, since when did guys start wanting girlfriend treatment? Why is that girlfriend treatment instead of just human treatment? If you're in a relationship, you're telling me, you're basically saying that when you're in a relationship with the guy, you're not willing to offer any acts of service towards him in the form of being gentle, being pampered, being taken out on a date, different things like that. That makes him soft, that makes him want to be a girlfriend instead of a boyfriend. How did we get here? Like, when did we get here? How did we get here? I'm not going to sit here and act like every man deserves that treatment or every man is just the greatest man walking this earth. Fuck no. We know that every man, nobody's perfect. But for the brothers that try, for the ones who are on their way, how are we as a society telling these men that they have no value because they're not high value? Even with parenting and with being with your friends, your male friends, like being a guy. Let's sit here and talk about it. Let's sit in a man's shoes, a boy's shoes. And this is coming from the culture. This is coming from the blackness. This is the experience. These are the things I've seen, things I've witnessed, things I've heard. And we as a society, as a culture, we build our men up. We teach our boys, you need to do this, you need to do that. And if you don't, you ain't a man. You need to provide for your family. You ain't a man. You need to, don't cry, don't sweat, don't let them see you sweat. All that good shit, right? And then they grow up one day to be 20. And then they grow up one day to be 30. And then they have all these issues because why? They don't feel like they're a man. He can't cry. The nigga might want to cry, but he can't cry because that ain't going to make him that's going to make him feel less of a man. He's not confident in himself because he's not making the money you think he should be making. Even though he's eating, even though he might have a place to stay, he's less of a man because he's not touching 60 plus bands. I'm confused. This is America, right? This is America, right? If you're a black woman and you choose to date black men, statistically we know that on an educational standpoint, we are ahead of the game in comparison to black men. We're ahead of the game. But they are not too far behind us. And I feel like that continues to progress. And we'll sit here and act like these men have degrees, or they may have a job that they love and they're only making $40,000-$50,000 a year. But this is America. And we're black. You're black. And I want you as a black woman to name 5 black guys you know. And let me know, out of those 5 black men, how many out of that 5 are touching $50,000 to $60,000 plus? I'm curious to know. And if they're not, and you know these guys, and you fuck with them, some cool shit, whatever the case may be, you cordial with them, whatever, and you know them, and you look at them knowing that they may not make that much money, do you look at them as less of a man, or that they're not doing good enough, or that they're not stable, or whatever the case may be in their lives? Because this is what it's creating. I'm not in the dating scene, none of that, but I've been around enough guys, and I've been in my relationship for 10 years. And we've had plenty of conversations. And the one thing that, that not even held him back, but just made him feel I mean, we can use the word insecure or whatever the case may be. The fact that he believed or felt that I could potentially leave him because of the money I was gonna make getting out of grad school. So it's not because he's insecure that I'm making the money. It's the fact that he's insecure in himself as a man, not believing that me as a woman will stay with him if the money he makes doesn't touch or compare to what I'm making. And that was never the case. I've never expressed those words to him. All I've ever said to him, was to always do better than you're doing right now. And he's always done that. But for him to say or speak those words lets me know that it's a problem with the way we're talking to and teaching our men. And it's not from his father or anything. It's just society. It's just what we think or what we have believed to think that men are. And I said, baby, we've lived together now for what, maybe 5 years or so, about 5 years. And he provides so much for me. He provides so much for me. And I still respect him as a man. He doesn't have to provide for me financially, but he can. It's like I fell in love with the fact that I can live with a man who's willing to clean. I'm a woman. I don't like doing that shit. But because my nigga is cleaning, is that simp shit? Is he less of a man? Both motherfuckers live in this house, don't it? Ain't that just being a human and doing what you was raised to do? But women out here, girls out here, they don't speak of those things. They just want the man that's bringing in the money and she doesn't have to spend hers. No. What y'all fail to realize, ladies, is that a lot of guys, I feel like, I'm not gonna say most men with money, but a lot of guys who have a nice chunk of change also have power trips, ego trips, and control fits. Especially if you decide to give up what the fuck you got going on. Like, that's the thing. Why do women want to be so dependent? Why are y'all like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do this. I just want to stay at home and be taken care of. No, you don't. No, you don't. If y'all don't come to an agreement and say, because some men will come to you like, my lady, I just want you to stay at home, take care of the kids, blase, blase. But some men take that, let your ass complain when his ass come home from work. Fuck you complaining for? I pay for everything in this motherfucking house. You don't do shit. I provide the lifestyle you live. Uh-oh. Baby's crying. I'll be right back. But yeah. That's what a man will do. A lot of them. Not most of them, but a lot of them are going to control that entire situation. And you, my love, You don't want that. But in his mind, because society has groomed him, he was raised like this, whatever the case may be, he believes that's exactly what the fuck he's supposed to do. Like, like we tell men that because they have the money and because we've grown to believe, the society has groomed us to believe that men rule the world, men rule the household, blah, blah, blah. They take advantage of that shit. It's so many different avenues to how flawed men can be. And a lot of it is from what we as women, as people, from what we create. We can't sit here and say, what do you want? We can't sit here and say, oh, you're less of a man, like the video. The man comes through to feed his child, right? His child. The lady got 3, 4, whatever other kids by different fathers. But this particular dad comes through to feed his child multiple times a week. People were saying he was less of a man, a real man. Like I was seeing people post statuses and all type of stuff. A real man would have fed all them kids. Why he less of a man though? Because he didn't feed kids that aren't his? But see how people flip the narrative is the fact that he's less of a man because he's watching those kids starve. But yet, we're not holding Ma Dukes accountable. Why the kids starving in the first fucking place? Let's talk about that. The fuck? But no. Society's gonna get on the man and make him look bad. Motherfuckers ain't even gonna acknowledge her situation. But because he came through with a little happy meal for his kid that he takes care of, that he played a part in, he's wrong because he didn't feed the whole crib. How does that work? Like, how is he scum? And then folks will be mad when he don't even want to try no more. When he don't come back no more. Y'all done dragged him through the mud. She done put the man on blast. Whether the shit was a skit or not, the situation is still a situation. She done dragged a man through the mud. Everybody dragged his man through the mud. And now what? Now what he gonna do? Feel less of a man? Feel like less of a man because the world is fucking against him? Because everybody says so? Like, come on. Like, less of a man. What is a man? Someone define it for me. Because I don't know. I told my boyfriend, you know what I'm saying, when we've had our downs, you know what I'm saying, and he's not feeling sure of himself or whatever because he feels like he's not what he should be doing. He feels like he's not doing what he should be doing as a man. And I said, yo, what do you think you should be doing? I mean, this, that. You're working, right? You take care of the crib, right? Now we have a kid. You holding it down for the baby and the kid and the house, everything. What else are you supposed to do? I always feel protected when I go outside with you. So what else are you supposed to do? Y'all tell me, what are men supposed to do? Ladies, stop bashing men in their face. Fellas, stop telling niggas that they simps or they this or they that because they treat their lady nice. Because they want to fall in love. Because they want to grow up. Ladies, especially you ones with the degrees and all of that, stop stop down talking men. Respect them. Respect them. And again, I'm only speaking for the brothers who try, for the brothers who on their way. I'm not speaking for the shitty niggas. I'm not speaking for the trashy niggas, the lying niggas. We not talking about those niggas. We talking about the decent ones. The decent ones. And let's talk about decent. I'm talking about decent like, you know what I'm saying? Decent as like I said before, he's not making the 56 plus $60,000 plus. He might have just got out of college, finding his way, figuring his shit out. You gonna walk past that man? Like, I don't understand. Men, why y'all act like falling in love is just the most outrageous thing to do? Y'all really have niggas out here scared or embarrassed to be in love, to show their girlfriends off, to show that they're in a relationship. I mean, it's better now. I follow black love pages, black couple pages and shit like that. But we not gonna act like it's still not niggas out there that tell they niggas like, bro, why you fuck with that hoe? And your boy be like, I mean, she decent. Like, I try to look past all the other shit. Man, no. Let him figure that shit out, bruh. But when you continue to feed the beast and you ranking him and you making him seem like he wrong for his decisions, then shit, we just gonna create situations where more ain't shit niggas is existing because he wanna put on for his homeboys and take heed to what you saying. Man, you right, bro. You right. I probably should leave Shorty alone. Whole time, just 10 minutes ago, he wasn't even thinking like that. But y'all don't want to support it because it's not the man thing to do. So I'm asking again, what does it mean to be a man? Because the trauma that it's created, like I said, men grow up, boys grow up, they grow up, and then they grow up trying to figure out what the hell it means to be a man. Half of them ain't had good examples. Half of them had an example, but it may not have been the best example. And then you got some that might have had the best example, but they still have to live their own life and they're trying to figure out what it means. What does it mean to be a man? And because we don't sit here, what does it mean to be a woman? You're not a woman if you don't do this. You're not a woman if you don't do that. We don't do that to women. We don't do that to ourselves. Like, but why? Because it's a man. We have to stipulate what that looks like. Y'all motherfuckers don't know. A man is a man who's secured himself and understands what the fuck he got going on. A man to you as a woman should mean, hey, he's the man for me. Literally. That's it. Simple. Simple. And at the end of the day, all that literally means is he's a fucking human being. Find the man that treats you nice, that talks to you nicely, that can hold a conversation. I don't know. Yes, the chivalrous things, okay. Yes, men, there's some things that, yes, y'all can show us as women, like, okay, because even I had to learn, like, damn, my nigga opens the door for me. I appreciate that shit. Damn, when we go grocery shopping, my nigga gets the bags out the car because they heavy and shit. In my head, I'm like, okay, that's the man thing to do. And I love it here. It's not much, but I appreciate it. It's simple. It can be so simple. Choose wisely. But it could be so simple. I don't I don't know. Like I can't tell him. Imagine me hey babe, if you don't make $90,000 by the end of next year or this year, I'm leaving. That'll fucking crush him. We act like men don't have feelings. We act like men don't get insecure. We act like men don't care. All this shit about what's being said to them or whatever, what they're going through, whatever. But it's women out here that'll say shit like that to men. Oh, I need you hitting six figures by next, or I'ma leave. Okay, leave then. Hope, like, what the fuck? Like, what do you want him to do? He doesn't have the control. He may not have control of that situation at his job. It may take him another year before he finds a job to even get that kind of bread. Who knows? But I don't know. It's really that crazy out here. And I just be trying to ask the questions and figure out, like, why we think like that now. Like, what's, like, y'all talk about, we black. Y'all talk about, oh, marriages lasted longer and men provided back in the day. What grandparents you had? My grandparents were vets. Those niggas was vets. A lot of they providing came from army benefits, not from a fucking job. And not to say that my grandfathers were not wonderful fathers, wonderful fucking grandfathers, or whatever the case may be. But let's talk about the fact that no, they weren't fucking working construction. My daddy's father, my granddad, is from Gary, and well, he's not originally from Gary. He moved to Gary and worked in a fucking steel mill in the Bud Company. Hot as fuck, tired as fuck, slaving, as they would say back in the day, slaving for the white man. And had to come home, you know what I'm saying, and still be broke. Because that's what it means to be a black man in America, especially back then. Nowadays, like I said, we are on the progress. But back then, y'all want to talk about what relationships looked like back then, or what marriages, and men doing this and men doing that. Yeah, a lot of those fucking men have fucking trauma. Fucking trauma. Fucking PTSD. They're fucking abusers. Fucking substance abusers. Mental abusers. Domestic abusers. Let's talk about it. But they're doing, and they're doing this, why? Because they're angry. Because they're poor. Not because that's the character of who they are. But society has built them that way. Had built them that way. I'm talking about my family old. My grandparents is from the Great Depression era. You feel me? Like, that's what, it's heavy. So, where did I look at? Were they manly men? Yes, they were manly men. But would those men be the type of men I would date? Probably not. But y'all want to talk about how these situations were back then, and it's like, oh, what happened to men providing? Blah, blah. Stop the expectations. It's okay to want a man to provide for you. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that that it's wrong that you want a man to provide for you. But it's the expectation that is exactly what a man should do. Who said that? Who said that? From a financial standpoint, I can understand protection. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. But we live in the real world. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna go back to us being black again. And I say us, I don't mean to say us because you may not be black watching this. But for the ones who are, like I said, I can only speak from my culture, what I've experienced, what I've seen. And I'm black. And statistically, we know that what? Black men, black people, I'm gonna just say black people in general, it takes us a little bit longer to get ahead of the game, right? I've gone to college, and I bullshit you not. All the white kids I went to school with, the white girls, the white guys, they had a job lined up, or they knew what school they were, like if they were continuing their education, they knew what school they were gonna do. Their whole life is planned out. They're getting married. They're getting married right after college. They're having kids, the dog, the house. The American dream we all aspire to have, right? But all the black people, we graduate college and we sitting there like, I mean, shit, I guess I'm going to work. But that work that we pick up, if we choose not to continue our education, that work that we choose to pick up is, entry level, starter level type work. But we don't see it like that. We see it as we only want the finished product. I'm black. If you are a black woman and you choose to date black, come on, ladies. These brothers, they got to figure it out. Women, it's just in us to continue our education, to get 15 degrees and do all of this. We were bred like that. Men, boys, first of all, they don't fuck with school. Literally, a lot of these niggas tolerate school just to do the sport, unfortunately. And even if they don't play sports, they just don't fuck with the school. And that's a whole different conversation for a different day. Because it ain't them. It's a school thing. But you talk about that. Then you talk about your lineage. What your family is moving down the line for you. Them white folks be having trust funds. Them motherfuckers got a house in their name by the time they 15. All types of shit. But when we get out of school, or we, continue to flourish and grow and whatever in this world, shit, we ain't got none of that. We can't even get in the doors to a lot of shit. Black men sometimes just don't have the answers. They don't have the skill sets. They don't have the confidence. They don't have this. They don't have that. It's something. There's some lack of resource somewhere. But yet, we have all these expectations and a lack of understanding of what some fellas may go through. You can't tell men how to be men when a lot of men ain't had men in their lives. How does that work? Again, that's a cultural thing I'm talking about. That's a cultural thing. You can't tell men how to be men when a lot of men ain't had solid men in their lives, no man in their life. Motherfuckers, I was watching something the other day. Oh, it was Tupac. He had Black Panther, you know what I'm saying? He had people to look up to in that aspect. But he also talks about his role models was pimps and hustlers. But he still turned out to be a decent human being. You know what I'm saying? Was he perfect? No. Was he flawed? Yes. And we love Tupac. But what 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 makes him different? Is it because he's a celebrity? I don't know. That makes him different. Like, but that was who he looked up to. Pimps and hustlers. But that's what a lot of niggas from the hood have to look up to. And even if not that, like I said, they may not have the best examples. So then they're led to walk this line alone and figure it out themselves. And what's worse than trying to figure out something yourself? Exactly. So I just feel like that narrative just needs to change, because we can't be the determining factors of what makes a man and what makes a man less of a man. Like, I just personally don't like the narrative that a man has to make this much money and do this and that to be considered a high value man, or whatever the case may be. A high value man is a man who's sure of himself, who holds it down. If he has a family, whatever, a crib, his job, all that shit, he holds it the fuck down. He ain't in no shit. And he just, you know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. He's stable. But y'all get on here and y'all talk about these shitty ass niggas and make it seem like that's everybody. Or y'all don't even give the brother that's trying a chance. And fellas, y'all all need a reality check. I ain't gonna say y'all all need a reality check. I'm saying that y'all need a reality check if y'all them niggas that make y'all homeboys feel bad for not making this much money, or he works this kind of job, or he's falling in love with this chick. Cut it out. Let go of the egos. Why do y'all even care? Get y'all shit together. That's one thing about me. I'm never gonna check somebody or address something to somebody if I ain't first checked myself. I can't say, oh, you're less of a woman because you've done this. It's like I'll talk about women, and I'm always like, look, when it comes to relationships or whatever the case may be, I can always understand a woman's perspective, right? But I'm not always going to agree, because we got to hold ourselves accountable. And the fact that we as a society continue to perpetuate the fact that, oh, men got the cars, the house, the chains, all that shit. Like, social media's got us looking at all these different kinds of high value men because the financial outlook, what he's wearing and shit. And the whole time, he's a shitty ass man. And that's the part that I want y'all to take note of. Like, approach men as you would approach any fucking human being. Whether you're attracted to this nigga or not. He's a fucking human being. You should know off the rip what his business is about just from the conversation. And that's why I said we have to distinguish real men from them shitty niggas. Y'all know them shitty niggas I'm talking about. But like I said, if a nigga's trying, that does not make him less of a man. He's still a man. He's a fucking human. I'm a woman, but I'm a human being. Like, I don't know. Like, but then y'all get mad. It's like y'all get mad, and then we have gender roles. But y'all don't want gender roles. But the man is supposed to provide and do this and this. But when he tell your ass to go fucking clean the house, you upset. So that's what I'm saying. What do y'all want? Do y'all want a daddy? Or do y'all want a relationship? A partnership? A commitment? Y'all tell me. But yeah, man, I just feel like That was my little soapbox that we just really need to stop, you know, putting our subjective feelings. It's almost like a trend because I see it a lot, I hear it a lot. And it's from both ends, men and women. I don't mean to just speak on relationships and women dating men and blah 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 that shit, but I see a lot of that. Like, men can't catch a break. Men, if it wasn't for Johnny Depp, the world would never believe that men can be abused. We want men to be so strong mentally, emotionally, physically, all of that. But then if they show it, if they want to just fall and let it out and vent, they're weak. And that just has to chill, especially in the black community. It has to chill. Like, you can be hard, you can do your thing, whatever. Be you. You know what I'm saying? Be unapologetic, be you. But don't say, oh, that's less of a man because he does this or he does that. We just have to stop, because that and this is just from a mental health perspective. Like I said, it creates a lot of trauma innately. From the time he's a little boy to him finding himself and becoming a grown man. It doesn't work in his favor when you tell him he's less of a man because he cries, or he does this or he does that, or he's not being a man because he's showing this behavior or that behavior, doing this or not doing that. It doesn't matter. As long as he's honest, he's loyal. Like I said, he's secure in himself, walks with confidence, can do anything, will do anything in his power to make sure shit is good. Holds it down, holds the crib down. All that. And it doesn't just have to be from a financial thing. There's so much more to men than their fucking finances and their fucking job and a fucking sport, bro. Like, real talk, bro. Like, cause I like the idea of man, right? To me, I let my man have the final say so when it comes to making household decisions, when it comes to child rearing, all of that shit. Like, I will never talk down on him for what. as angry as I can get, I'll never disrespect that man in his face. Ever. Why? Why do I want to belittle a man? A grown man. And then when it's like, y'all do that, but then when he call you a bitch, blah, blah, y'all want to go put y'all thumb in your mouth and go cry and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. You just called this nigga a fucking hoe ass, bitch ass, weak ass, bum ass nigga. Said that little $40,000 job he got ain't shit. And then you told him you fucking some nigga on the side potentially. I mean, that was an extreme situation, but it be going down like that. And you want him to respect you. You want him to continue to be secure or whatever the case may be. No, you just fucking shattered this man. And the world doesn't care, because why? He's a fucking man. And that's fucked up. It's genuinely fucked up. And that's why I'm just like, fuck that shit. Like, let's be gentle with our men. Let's understand that men deserve gentleness too. That they deserve to be respected and talked to appropriately too. That they need their peace and quiet. That they need peace. That they also, women, oh, we work, I work, it's crazy that I gotta come home. That nigga did too. Like, that's what I don't We don't live in the society anymore where, yes, it's okay for the woman to stay at home and blah blah blah. We fought to work, so we working. Ladies, we working. But we can't sit here, like I said before, that man come home and why your ass ain't do these dishes? And you mad. Nah, little lady, your ass wanted to be at home. Why the fuck them dishes and you ain't had shit to do all day? But now he's being controlling, blah blah. But that's the life you wanted. That's the man in him, right? To provide, right? Fuck out of here. Y'all just, I feel like it's just a lot of girls out here nowadays just talking out their ass. I feel like it's a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? Just a lot of them just talking out their ass. Just, you don't know what you want. It sounds good in theory. But again, I want you to try. If you black, find 5 black guys you know you fuck with that's making $60,000-$70,000 an hour and he don't own his own business. And he does not own his own business. But anyways, it's just crazy out here. It's just crazy. But I respect men. I respect the position of a man. I enjoy the idea of a man. Yes. But like I said, a man is what he is to you. And it shouldn't be based on a financial situation. I understand that, black women for sure. Y'all don't want that struggle love. Y'all don't want to take care of a man. None of that shit. If you have to take care of a man, then you need to realize you need to get the fuck out of that situation. Because no, you shouldn't be. I can understand it. You shouldn't be fucking take care of no grown ass man. Get the fuck on with that shit. But that's on you, Miss Ma'am. Walk the fuck away from that shit. And choose wisely the next time. But that man, the criteria should all be the same. It shouldn't be just from the financial aspect, the high value aspect. Because you ask me, I've never wanted the doctor. I've never wanted the nigga that makes all this fucking money. I don't even want that lifestyle. I just want to chill. I just want to be comfortable. And you marry these busy, high value men with money comes with lack of time. And if your love language is quality time, but you want a nigga that's making money and blah blah blah, he's never going to be home. So do some self-thinking and think about what you really want. And if your love language is quality time, but you're requiring or asking for a high value man, no. Like, he's not going to be home. But I guess you'll be happy because you're getting the lifestyle. I don't know. You tell me. But, yeah. Man, I fuck with y'all though. I fuck with y'all boys. Like, for real. Because I've seen a lot of men, like a lot of homeboys, my man, you know what I'm saying, family, whoever, the men in my life. I love those niggas. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're fucking decent human beings. They're good people. I'm just saying, I'm not here to judge nobody. But we talk a lot of shit about each other when we all doing the same shit. Period. But I fuck with y'all boys, you know what I'm saying? I just wanted to put that out there because I just feel like, the outlook of men is jaded. The good men are out there, but we have to understand that, your expectations versus reality is not lining up. And the reality is what's real. The reality is No, you don't have to do a struggle love. But you just may get you a brother that's working his way up. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna be there for him? Or are you just gonna keep being in his face saying he ain't a man and this and that? He ain't trying hard enough. This, that, and the other. Like, you just gonna beat the man down. He already fucking beat down. He's trying to do everything he can for you, but you beat him down. Now he don't want to try no more. Now you mad. Like, you see the cycles that it creates, and it happens over and over and over, and I be feeling bad for brothers. The good ones, the decent ones. Like, for real, it's just, I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think, though, because, I mean, my thought could be wrong. I could be wrong with saying that, you know, there shouldn't be a label of a criteria of what makes a man. I could be wrong. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to tell me. Y'all comment. Y'all like, subscribe, share this video. But I want to talk about it. Like, for real. So, you know, we just have to determine what fits for us and our lifestyle. But to also just be a little bit more understanding and a little bit more open to different things. Because he's not going to have everything on the checklist. And it's okay. But all I can say is choose wisely. Men, get y'all shit together. But continue to be you. If you an honest man, if you a loyal man, if you a hard-working man, ain't nothing wrong with you, fam. You making $40,000-$50,000 a year, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that, man. As long as you out of my Duke's crib, or you working your way out of my Duke's crib, you got you a little whippy whip and a job. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you good, bruh. Don't let nobody tell you different, bruh. Like, for real. Like, y'all just tell me what y'all want. What y'all think. I mean, tell me if you want more. But this is just a very much a random conversation that I want to pull up on and talk about with you all. You know what I'm saying? So, we gonna get into it. Glad to have y'all. You know what I'm saying? I rocked the new look for the camera because a bitch be nervous looking at the camera. So I went Big Daddy style, like my boy Julian, and put the shades on so I could disappear and be more comfortable talking to you guys. But no, I holla. I'm done here. I will holla at y'all people. Y'all take it easy. 1.